Oh, good morning, everyone. We're on our way to Manascrew for the skirmish today. We've built the deck. I don't know if it's going to get any wins, but we're going to give it our best shot. It's 8:25 in the morning here in London on a Sunday, but I'm very excited, a little tired, to get going and play some games of Flesh and Blood today. Hopefully we won't have any issues getting to Northampton. The tube is only a minute away, so a bit quicker than yesterday. Yeah, wish me luck with the tournament, I guess. And I just realised we haven't done a deck list for you all either, if you can hear me over the sound of the tube. So let's cut to a quick run through of what's actually in the deck. Bam! Right, let's go through the deck. So I've combined 12 packs of Arcane Rising and a Chane Blitz deck to try and make a deck that I think can do reasonably well at the skirmish. What we're going to try and do is get really aggressive, and we're going to try and get some wins by just going super aggro and just trying to steal wins from people using the power of Chane's hero ability and Soul Shackles. So we've got the Chane Young Hero card, we've got Galaxy Black, and we've got Nebula Blade. So I think I will probably run Galaxy Black in most matchups. I think at the moment, because of the playstyle that we have, we're going to prefer to run the 1 cost rather than the 2 cost. So our headpiece, and the only one we have at the moment, really, it is the only one we have at the moment. We're not going to run Null Rune Hood. It's Ebonfold. It's not bad. I think the ability to put a card from your hand in the Banish Zone that you would like to play from the Banish Zone and then draw a card is worth a resource. Ether Ironweave is really going to fuel a lot of the stuff we're planning to do. We run a lot of non-attack action cards in this deck, and we're always going to be playing attack action cards, so we should be able to get this 2 resource whenever we like, and also, of course, the block 1, so we're going to have to use this if we're coming up against something like a Dorinthia or something with an on-hit effect. We need to try and keep this to try and use it sensibly. Snapdragon Scalers, just one of the best cards in the game, to be honest with you, in Blitz. Giving cards go again is so strong, and especially in Chane, we can go really wide, and Snapdragons is going to be a way to do that. I think we might also use Snaps early to try and just gain momentum, because I think our deck, it can't go long, it needs to win, take control. We're going to always want to be going second. We want to be taking cards out of the opponent's hand, putting them on the back foot, and just doing as much damage as possible. And then early snaps could be really key in gaining momentum and achieving that. Braces of Belief, it's just the only option we have at the moment, because it's the only card we have for the arm slot that does anything apart from Spell Void, which we don't need. We do have some combos. Whispers, we can Whispers of the Old Gods, put a red on top, Braces of Belief, and we even have the Ravenous Rabble to combo to try and do max damage, so we can do stuff with the braces, but it could just be a bit of additional damage here and there. Crown, we're not going to run this. We'll run it for the Arcane Barrier for swag because it's a foil, but we probably won't be using the effect. And then we've got Null Rune Robe, Gloves, Hood, and Boots. We wouldn't run Null Rune 4, we would run Null Rune 3 and Snaps against Kano, but we have it, and that's something. Okay, I'm going to put the equipment to one side, and let's look at the cards. So we've starting with Bounding Demagon. We've got 2 of these. Just an incredibly efficient card, 0 cost, and if it's played from the Banish Zone, it gets +1. 0 cost deal 4 is fantastic. We need to play a non-attack action card to play Bounding Demagon from the Banish Zone, so it is one of the cards that can get stuck in your Banish Zone if you don't have a non-attack action card, so you need to bear that in mind. That if you do banish it off the top, you don't have a non-attack action card, it will stay there and it will deal 1 damage to you. So we run a lot of non-attack action cards in this deck, so that should be fine. But just a really good card. It's one of the cards that makes you really hopeful that we'll pick up the Stubby Hammerer's equipment piece, which gives your 3 power cards +1, because combined with this card, it could be really strong. But yeah, good card that came from the Blitz deck. 2 Ghostly Visits. Just a fantastic card. 1 cost, deal 4, block 3. What more do you want, really? That's just good. Being able to play it from your Banish Zone is even better. And we're really just going to use these, hopefully from the Banish Zone. But if this ends up in your hand, you're not too disappointed to give this go again with Chane, and just do 1, 4, go again, block 3. It's really good. It's a leg tap that blocks for 3 in most instances with Chane, so you're pretty happy with that. Riftbind, again, we do run a lot of non-attack action cards, so we hopefully will be buffing this up at least to 4. Any better than 4 would be great, but if you play a non-attack action card, it gets +1. If you play 2, it gets +2. Life for a Life, 2 cards that we picked up from Arcane Rising that I just think fit in the deck perfectly. Anything that has Go Again in Chane, either naturally or depending on a condition, is good. Because you want to be going as wide as possible. Any cards that have Go Again that you don't have to use your Chane ability for are just going to extend your lines even further. And we're probably going to be taking a lot of damage in order to come back with big hands. So we should hopefully be giving Life for a Life Go Again. And just remember that if Life for a Life hits, gain 1 is not conditional on you having less life. That's only the Go Again part. So if it does hit, we gain a life. And gaining a life in Blitz is pretty impactful. Spellblade Strike, another example of the classic 1 cost, deal 4, block 3, just being pretty good. We can't play this from the Banish Zone, but a card that we don't mind ending up in our hand now and then, we can give it Go Again with Chane because it is a Runeblade card. And creating a Rune Chant token is not an on-hit effect, it just happens, which is really nice. An extra bit of arcane damage, it is nothing to be sniffed at. We run 2 red Read the Runes. I think this card is good. 0 cost, create 3 Rune Chants is pretty nice. It's a shame it only blocks for 2. We can give this card Go Again with Chane, so you could read the runes into an attack action. So say, for example, you could read the runes with Chane to give it Go Again, and then play a Spellblade Strike. You're now coming in for 4 and 3 instances of arcane damage, and you're also creating a rune chant. That's pretty nice for 1 resource for a turn, so we're pretty happy with that. Red Come to Fight, a great card in Arcane Rising Sealed. I'm just a big fan of this card. I think 1 cost buff 3 is nice, but the real big thing is it blocks for 3. Cards that block for 3 are great in this deck because if we don't feel like we need to play them, we can get really good value out of them. It's quite rare for generic actions to block for 3, and giving something +3 for 1 cost is good, especially in a deck where we don't have Razor Reflex, so we aren't able to give cards Go Again as often. So just being able to buff an attack is beneficial in a lot of ways. If we find we're not able to go wide, then we still have the option to go tall with a red Come to Fight. And then we have our Seeds of Agony here. Just a great card to banish. You can play it for free. It's a non-attack action, so it will allow you to play things like your Bounding Demagon. Deal 1 arcane damage is all it does. It adds deal 1 arcane damage to an attack action card that costs 2 or less. But really, this is just fueling damage, and it's just a very good card to banish off the top, giving you a free damage for a banish, which is really, really nice. And you can always play this from the Banish Zone, even if you have a card that costs 3 or more, which we've only got 1, the 6 cost, the rare legendary, the rare one of. You can still play this. It just doesn't trigger, but you can still play it out of the Banish Zone. And we've got 2 Fate Foreseens. I just think that you should run defense reactions in Blitz. I know we're trying to go aggro, but you will come up against Dorinthia. You will sometimes come up against Bravo. I think having a defense react is really important. Also, you will come up against Rhinar with its barraging beatdowns. You need to be able to block with 2 cards, 1 from hand, 1 from Arsenal if they intimidate 3, which they very often do. So having a Fate Foreseen in Arsenal is just a really good insurance policy against that. And you even get the bonus that you can opt 1, which is really nice and Chane. Just have a look at that top card of your deck. Is it a card you want to banish? Then if it is, leave it there. If it's not, put it at the bottom. Give yourself a second chance of getting something you want from the top. Really nice card in Chane. I just think any 0 cost bot for 4. It's fantastic. We managed to pull 1 copy of Vigor Rush Red. This should always have Go Again, making it effectively a leg tap, because we will very often be playing non-attack actions. If you manage to get Seeds in the Banish Zone, you can play it from the Banish Zone, play a Vigor Rush for 4 with Go Again, deal 1 arcane damage. Very, very nice. I think the card really works well in Chane. If I had to, I'd probably run 2. There might be better things out there, but we don't have access to them, so I think for now Vigor Rush is a really good pick for the deck. Vexing Malice, deal 2 arcane damage. The vast majority of people will only run Arcane Barrier 1 against Chane, so a Vexing Malice can sometimes win you the game if they're only on 1 health. There's nothing they can do about it. And again, just a nice card to give go again with Chane. Blocks for 3, always good. Ravenous Rabble, probably one of my favourite cards in the game. I just love it because I love aggro. We're running a lot of reds, so they should nearly always come in for 4 with go again, 0 cost 4, go again, fantastic. And we can also do things like Braces of Belief earlier to check what the top card of our deck will be. If it's a red, then we can play the Ravenous out, or maybe we can Arsenal it if not. Got a few options there. And then Unhallowed Rites, we only got 1 in the Blitz deck. You have to play a non-attack action card to play this, but it allows you to put a non-attack action card from Blood Debt from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. So you could put a Seeds of Agony from your graveyard. If you had to block with it, you can put it at the bottom of your deck, which is nice. But it's a 1 cost deal for block 3, and that's kind of what we like to see. That's what we want to be doing, is dealing that 4 damage, that awkward number in Flesh and Blood. Soul Reaping, again, very, very good card. If you're going against a hero with a card in the soul, has go again, which makes it incredibly overpowered. But even then, just being able, it's kind of a little bit like a Enlightened Strike. You just choose a card, banish it, and then play the Soul Reaping. And remember, of course, you can give Soul Reaping Soul Reaping go again with Chane, and then play the card you banished, because you gain a resource for each card with Blood Debt you banished this way. So say you had this and a Ghostly Visit in hand, you give this go again with Chane, you banish the Ghostly Visit, you gain a resource because it's got Blood Debt, you play this for free because you banished a card rather than pay the cost, and then you play the Ghostly Visit. So you had 2 red cards in hand and you just managed to deal 6 and 4. Pretty impressive. Then we've got 2 yellow Seeds of Agony, very similar to the other Seeds of Agony, your non-attack action cards. Lead the Charge, a card that we picked up of Arcane Rising, just a way for us to give a card go again that doesn't involve using Chane, so we can go really wide. Spellblade Assault, just a nice blue, nice solid blue. You can play it out to create the 2 rune chant tokens, but it's just a blue that blocks for 3. So what we want from our blues is utility on multiple fronts. We can pitch it, we can block with it, we could play it to create the rune chants. Very nice, can give it go again with Chane. And then for the rest of the cards, I'm pretty sure we're mostly running just the blue versions of the red cards. So we've got 2 blue Rift Binds, 2 blue Piercing Shadow Vice, 2 blue Rifted Torment. We don't run the red Rifted Torment. I just think it was a bit too expensive for the deck, and the 1 arcane damage is not as impactful in Blitz as it is in Sealed. The 2 blue Arcanic Crackle. Again, a nice, you can just deal some arcane damage there. A blue Come to Fight, a generic action that blocks for 3. You can play it out to get your attack, your action if you need to play a card with Blood Debt. So blue actions are really nice because you often keep your blue in hand to pay for the cards you banish. But if you happen to banish, say, a Bounding Demagon that you can only play with an action, you might still be able to play this. Even better though is a blue Read the Runes. So if you keep your blue Read the Runes in hand to pay for the cards that you're about to banish, if the worst comes to worst and you banish a Bounding Demagon, you can play Read the Runes, go again with Chane, then you can play the Bounding Demagon because again it only costs 0, and then you can do 4 and 1 arcane damage from the rune chant from a pretty difficult situation that would have been a difficult situation for you otherwise. So 2 blue Read the Runes, and then 2 Whispers of the Oracle. I just love Whispers of the Oracle. I played it in Ira against Kasai to have a generic action that blocks for 3, and it also can shut down the Heron's Flight combo. But I think opting in Chane is really nice. You can do stuff like opt, and then for the Braces of Belief, if you need to play a generic action, again, like Read the Runes, it costs 0. So Whispers of the Oracle is a really good card to keep in your hand if you have to block, and then use it to either pitch for the cards that you banish, or you can play it in order to get a Bounding Demagon out of the banish zone, because the Bounding Demagon, of course, will cost 0. And that could be really nice. And especially with Whispers of the Oracle, you don't have to use Chane to give it go again. You can Whispers of the Oracle, and opting to allowing you to play a Bounding Demagon from the Banished Zone, which you can give go again with Chane. And then if you have another card in the Banished Zone, you can then Ether Ironweave to gain 2 resources because you played an action and a non-attack attack action and a non-attack action. And then you can play another card from the Banished Zone. So that can really help you out if you're in a pinch. But that's the deck. Obviously not full power. We're really lacking good quality equipment. But let's take it to the skirmish and let's see what we can do. So we've made it to Northampton. Not as bad a journey as the last time I had to get here. It was actually pretty easy. So if you don't know, Northampton is in the UK. It's not too far from London, but it has a huge Flesh and Blood scene. So Manascrew Gaming, which is where we're going to be going to in a minute, was one of the first stores in the UK to pick up Flesh and Blood, run by Mark. We've interviewed him on Push the Point podcast, so check out that interview if you want to learn more about Manascrew Gaming. But they've been pushing the game since the very beginning, and Northampton's also home to Kingdom Gaming, which is a newer store that's run by Adam, who's been pushing the game for a really long time in the UK scene. He's organised case breaks, he's organised the Classic Constructed League, which is where a lot of the UK players get their first experience of Classic Constructed, that format. So yeah, it's a surprising place for such a big Flesh and Blood scene, but there's a big community here that love playing games, not just Flesh and Blood. And they've been very kind to welcome me into that community. So let's head over there now and play some games. So in terms of how it's going to go today, I'm not expecting to get any wins. It's only 3 games today. We're still in pods because of COVID-19. Pods of 6, so only 3 games. I'd be happy if I could get a win, but really what I'm here for today is to just get my first experience with the deck, and also to get the 4 packs of first edition Monarch, which is the flat prize structure today. And also, as a special bonus, which I didn't know about until yesterday, there is going to be a draft after the event today, so I'm going to get even more cards, and draft is perfect for the sealed deck that I'm building, because I can just try and force Chane if I want, or I could even get some more cards from different classes, but it's going to be a really good chance to pick up some key cards for the deck that I'm missing. So yep, let's go, let's play some Blitz with the deck, let's play some draft, and let's have a really good time. Later. So we just did our first game and we actually managed to win, which is crazy. We're up against Dorinthia, and it was I just managed to be as aggressive as I needed to be. I've had lots of practice playing against Dorinthia in the past, I only went to block. But yeah, the adrenaline is so high because I can't believe that I won that game. But 1 win with our budget deck, so amazing, absolutely amazing. God FA, Whispers of the Old Gods, Braces of Belief, Ravenous Rabble combo to come in for 6 with Go Again, and then came into some cards off the banished pile, dealing the right kind of damage, just stripping cards out of their hand, and managed to block out their final attack to just come in with a swing with arcane damage. They were on 1 life, so they had to block the swing and the arcane damage with 2 cards. Came in with a Soul Reaping, and they just happened to they could only block for 5, so got the 1 damage in at the end that I needed. So thank God for the Blitz deck and the Soul Reaping. I just can't believe that
Fantastic. First outing for the deck, and I can't believe we won. Hello, so we just finished game number 2 and we won again. So pretty good start, to be honest. We're up against a Levia. Not full power, but still played really well. Just took the damage really and managed to get some Soul Shackles up. And then had a really good turn with a Life for Life go again with Braces of Belief. Used my Ebb and Fold to banish a card from my hand into the banish zone to draw some more damaging cards, and then managed to just go off on a Life for Life. I think it was into a Ghostly Visit with Go Again from Chane, another card which I gave Go Again with Snapdragons, and then another card, and they were just low enough that I was able to get the kill. There was some Seeds of Agony in there as well. Used my Ether Iron Weave to get some more fuel. But it worked out. On to game number 3. Okay, so the event is over. In the final game of the Blitz Skirmish today, I won. So I went 3-0 with the Chane deck. I don't really know how we did it. So in the final game, we were up against another Chane who had pretty much full power. You know, we're talking Shadows of Ursa, Grasp of the Arknight. They were running Blood Sheep Skeletor, which is an interest rather than Husk. So I think Husk would have been tough for us to beat, but I mean, we just played well. He managed to banish both of his Art of Wars off the top of the deck, and we were kind of on the back foot. So I sort of stepped off the Soul Shackle pedal a bit and thought, well, I'm in a defensive position here. Maybe I can get him to blood that out, and we did. He got stuck with a bunch of cards that he needed to play an attack action, a non-attack action to play. And he just took a bunch of blood debt, and we were able to block it out, and he died from the blood debt. So we went 3-0 today with our budget, with our Blitz deck, and 12 packs of Arcane Rising, what we bought today, and we went 3-0. We beat a Dorinthia, a well-spec'd out Dorinthia. We beat a Levia. I think he was also running the Levia Blitz deck, so that was a good fair match. Both of us running pretty low power decks. And we beat the Chane Mirror, which is crazy. I mean, I'm really impressed with the deck. It can do some really good stuff. The Ebb and Fold was really strong. Just getting cards into the banish zone, adding fuel to the fire. And the reason why it took even longer today was because there was a draft event after the skirmish. So I managed to get in on that. Got some more packs. So we managed to get 4 packs for the skirmish. And then it was 1 pack a win for the draft. We managed to go 3-0 on the draft as well. So six games, 6 wins today. Obviously the draft was not with the sealed deck, but it was a draft. I drafted Chane. I basically forced a Chane. Got a lot of good cards for Chane. Nothing too crazy. None of the Majestics, but a lot of good stuff that we can throw in the deck. And we got 3 more packs of Monarch First Edition for winning that. We got 1 for each win. So 4 packs for the skirmish, 3 packs for the draft, and the total cost of the ticket prices was £20 for the skirmish, £15 for the draft. So we spent our full £35 budget on the 2 events today. I was planning on buying some more packs with the 15 quid left over, but decided to do the draft and paid off. So I'm going to open the packs now and see what we get. So let's do that now. Right, let's so sorry if it's a bit wobbly. We're just doing this at the train station in a very ghetto setup. Let's see what we get from our 3 packs of Monarch First Edition. So gonna go through this quite quickly. Red Free Reality, nice. Surging Militia foil, it looks like there. Nothing crazy. Yeah, sorry if it's wobbly. I'm literally just holding this up. It's not properly attached, but Free Reality blue, that's cool. Seeds of Agony blue, we need 2 of these. I think we might have another one from cards we opened for the draft. Courage, Ironhide Plate, Unhallowed Rites, nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, and Genesis, pretty cool. Unhallowed Rites though, a bit more hyped about that. And the Seeds blue, nice pack, nice pack. So last of our 3 packs. Riftbind yellow, nice. Seeds of Agony yellow, I think we've already got 2 of these for the Blitz. If we take it to CC though, that would be helpful. Ooh, Vexing Malice, yellow, that's a possibility. Listen, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
Hello everyone, it's the day after the skirmish. I got back not too late, but I didn't really want to do the wrap up the same day, so I decided to wait until today, the day after, to just talk about the day and just talk about how we did. And obviously it went very well. I was not expecting to get 3 wins. I wasn't expecting to get like 1 win with the deck. All we had was a Blitz deck and 12 packs of Arcane Rising, and we managed to beat pretty much a tier 1 Dorinthia and a tier 1 Chane Blitz deck, and I think it just shows that you can get wins with the Blitz deck and a few packs, even without the strongest cards. Like some of the most impactful cards were Life for a Life Red, a common, Ether Iron Weave for the chess piece, another common, really fueling the fire. Snapdragon Scalers, another common. Both of those 2 cards, by the way, in the Blitz deck. And a couple of Fateful Scenes came. The Fateful Scenes, so glad I put those in. They proved to be really important on just shutting down the Dorinthia in the early game. Managed to close out a nourishing emptiness from the Dorinthia that I just wouldn't have been able to do anything about otherwise, because I have 1 armor block. Obviously the deck has a really long way to go. We have benefited hugely from the opportunity to take part in a draft on the afternoon, because we were able to draft Chane, get a bunch more cards for Chane. We've got some really good stuff now. Only rares and commons though. Didn't open any. I opened a Mutated Mass, which is a Majestic Shadow card. It's not really ideal for what we want to do. And I managed to open a Sonata Arcanic, which we actually might put in. We might put the Sonata in, just because I like Sonata. I like the artwork, and I like putting in cards where I like the artwork. But we didn't get any more Majestics, so we're not exactly... We were able to run a few more rares. Dimensional Gateway was a card that we were missing that I don't think is in the Blitz deck. That we got a few of from the draft, and that card I think will be really good in the deck. Runes was pretty nice. Come to Fight. I love Come to Fight. You know what? 1 cost +3. It's great. It's like a Dorinthia card in reverse rather than attack reaction. Okay, so it's not fantastic, but it blocks for 3, and that's what you want. Blue cards that block for 3, I just think are great in the game. Anything that blocks for 3, man, is what you want. Blocking for 2 is no good. No good. Before we move on, I just also want to say Vigor Rush. 1 cost for Go Again really allowed us to go wide because of our lack of Razor Reflex to Razor Reflex a card to give it Go Again. And also we don't have Moravian Skies or Shadow Puppetry to give cards Go Again. Oh my gosh, I would kill for Shadow Puppetry. That would really improve, but the fact that we have generic cards that have Go Again based on a condition that we want to do, which is playing a non-attack action card, fantastic. Ravenous Rabble was great. Life for Life was great because we're often very low health, so it has to Go Again naturally, and you can obviously engineer that if you're smart about it. So yeah, deck was great. Really happy with how it is. Can't wait to see it improve, and just what a fantastic start to go 3-0 with a Blitz deck and 12 packs. it's experience. The experience is what is allowing me to do well with the deck, and if you play a lot, you can get that. I don't think I'm especially good at the game. I just played it a lot. And if you play it a lot, even if you don't spend a lot of money, you can get wins and you can have fun. And it is having fun. I had more fun. I had more fun yesterday than I've had playing my meta tier 1 Ira deck in weeks. So I say, if you're thinking about getting in the game, give it a go. Pick up a Blitz deck, pick up some packs, and honestly, you can build something really good. Didn't open any super amazing Majestics from the packs either, did I? I just opened a few rares and some commons that I put in, and it really improved the deck. So I hope it's inspired you a little bit, and let's come back for another event soon, and let's try and improve the deck and come back for some more. So later guys, and I will see you next time.